All right, so I'm starting a book series, right? In this series, I'm just going to read a book, right? And I'm going to summarize that part I read, and I'm going to share it. So I have a library of books. I also have another book here close to me, Influence the Psychology of Persuasion. I think I also have another one around. Yeah, I also have another one around here. And this is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, if I got that correctly. And then I also have other books. So I have like a small library of books, different books that I got 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and I will still be getting like even more books. But then I stopped getting more books because I figured that I've gotten like I think about 20 books. I think a lot of books actually, but I've not even completed 30% of them, to be very honest. I've not completed 30% of the books I've gotten. And that is why I'm starting this series where I read a part of a book every single day. And I'm doing this because I want to like keep myself accountable. No, I'm not going to be reading this to the camera. I'm going to read it and then I will just summarize it, maybe like in a 5 minute video or in like a maybe like less than 10 minute video anyway. It's not going to be long. It's going to be less than 10 minutes. I'm just going to summarize the part that I read for maybe like the chapter or like the parts if depending on whatever the book is divided into, if the book is divided into different parts or divided into different chapters. So I'm going to summarize that in the video, summarize what I learned, the action points, and all of that. I'm just going to summarize that in the video for every chapter or every part or every section that I read in a particular day. So I'm going to record every day. Now I'm doing this to keep myself accountable because honestly, I've tried to read at some point, and so usually I would read and read, and then it just gets to a point, and then I struggle to be consistent because I would realize that there are other things taking my time, well, other valid things, anyways, taking my time. But I'm also aware that it's important for me to read books to build my mind, to enlighten myself, to even be transformed because books are like vessels of transformation too. From books you can get different ideas, you can get knowledge that can actually really transform your life. And so this is something that I hope to achieve with this series, so it's to help me be accountable. At the same time, it's also to help me really ensure that I'm not just reading to complete a book. I'm reading to actually store up something in there and to actually like I'm trying to ensure that the books I read actually transform my life. And so when I read a particular part really well and then I summarize it in like a 5 minute video and like a 8 minute video or 7 minute video, just less than 10 minute video, what that does in a way, it helps recalling. I think um there's something like there are like 5 steps of reading, if I remember very well. I think we have revise, review, recall, and all of that, right? Just to assimilate. But I know recall is part of it, and so this helps a lot with recalling, and it just ensures that it sticks. And so that is what I'm going to be doing in this series. I'm not sure I will be able to. I think I would be uploading every day, every single day, right? And when I'm done with the book, I'm now going to review the book, right? So I'm going to like summarize the whole book in like a less than 10 minute video. So when I'm done with the whole book, my goal is that before the end of the year, today is I think today is August 31st. Yeah, I mean you might be watching this video on you might be watching this video on so I think I don't know if you can see that, but okay, this is mirrored, but this is August 31st. Look at that. Today's August 31st. And yeah, now sometimes I might be using like ebook, right? Yeah, it depends really well. But I'm a big fan of buying hard copy books. I believe someone that it helps me to one invest in getting books. Right. Like it really invests my money in getting books. At the same time too, I feel like it just something just easier to read, right? And it's easier to really fall back to. Ebook on a pad or a phone can be distracting sometimes, so we can call this the book series, or I don't know, but let's just call it like that book series, or I eventually find the posh name, a name that is more posh for the series anyways. But like for now, it's just book series. It's not review, so the idea is not to review the book. I think we can also do that anyways. I mean, it's something that I can also eventually do when I'm done with reading the book. So like after I'm done with reading the book, I will just like review the book, and then I would also summarize the book like for myself. So these videos are primarily for myself, but I know they are going to bless you and any other person who would be watching this video. These videos, right? So this book, let me see how many chapters. Um this book is divided into subparts, right? Into parts rather. So look at that. I don't know if you can see that, but like this book is not in chapters, it's divided into different parts. And then under each part there are like some sub parts under them. So, for example, now we have five parts in this book. We have part one, part two, part three, part four, part five. In part one, it is hearing God's voice. Part two, communicating with God today. Part three, revealing God's character. Part four, discovering God's plan. Part five, responding to God's voice. And under part one, we have two sub parts. One is expect to hear, and two is listen to Him. So I don't want to rush it. And like I said, the goal is transformation. The goal is not just to stock up knowledge. So I'm going to start with expect to hear. I'm going to start with the first sub part of part one. And I think I need to also add that for me, balance is key. And so this particular book is a spiritual book. But then we have a book here on influence. We have a self development book here. I have atomic habits too, and I have like different other books like that. And so I have like psychology of money. I have like I think psychology of sales. And so I'm a very balanced. I try to be a balanced person, and so it's not just going to be only spirituality. But I'm starting with this because this is quite important for me. At this particular point, really well. And so yeah, I'm going to start with this particular book. This video is currently 7 minutes, and I do not want this video to get too long, right? So I'm just going to stop the video here, and then I'm going to make like a specific video about this. Like I'm going to really start the series proper um in the next video in this particular series. I will see you in the next one. And yes, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, if you want to follow the series. Yeah, subscribe if you haven't, and then turn on your post notification bell so that you don't miss any content in this series. I'm going to see you in the next one.